Okay, guys, part two. Right, so I was in the recovery room and I was lying there completely by myself, and I remember feeling a pain up in the top left hand corner, sort of above my cesarean scar, but like right up, kind of below my belly button to the left. I can't really describe it better than that. It was really, really, really strong pain. I didn't understand why I had the pain there because it wasn't near where I had the cesarean. And the girl in the recovery room, the nurse, wasn't interested in helping me out. She was more interested in getting someone up to relieve her shift so she could go home. And I kept asking her for pain relief, and she kept telling me to press the button, but the button, releases morphine. I think it's like 1 milligram or something ridiculous, and apparently it locks every 6 minutes. So I was watching the clock every 6 minutes and hitting the button. That's how concentrated I was on trying to get through the pain. In the meantime, my partner was down in the nursery dressing Roisin and putting her away and feeding her and stuff. I don't really know what he was doing, but he came up to see how I was doing, and when he came up, he saw I was in pain, and I was actually crying and saying to the woman, "I am still in pain. I need you to do something." And it was only when I said my pain level was like 8 out of 10, and I said it's climbing now to 8.5, climbing now to 9. She actually picked up the phone and called the anaesthetist, and he came in. But it was only for me kept on moaning and moaning and moaning at her that she actually got somebody. And the anaesthetist came in and he was like, "Oh, just try and think of something calm and calm blue ocean, this kind of thing." And I was like, "You know what? I've been trying to do all my visualization stuff." And in the end, he gave me 2 shots of morphine, probably. And Niall was very angry and kind of telling him to do something and to help me. And it was only for me to keep on saying it and for him to get angry that something was actually done, which is kind of disappointing. Anyway, finally the pain went. I started to go into La La Land because I was so drugged up. Was brought down in a really old lift to one of the recovery rooms, and it was a really busy night that night. And there was like, I don't know, maybe 9 beds in a 5 bed ward, and the curtain couldn't go around me completely because I was shoved in between 2 beds or 2 cubicles. Didn't matter because I was away with the fairies. At that stage, I was like gone. Niall was asked to leave the hospital, so I didn't get my time with Roisin. I didn't get to breastfeed Roisin. I didn't get to hold Roisin. I had no skin to skin contact. All the stuff that I wanted, the cord being cut, nothing like that happened. But at this point, I didn't mind. All I was focusing on was me and trying to get me better. I slept. I woke up at 8, I think. I remember calling the nurse over and asking her to explain the chain of events. I said, "I know I'm in hospital. I know I had a baby. I know it was a girl. I just don't, and I know I had a cesarean, but I don't know where I am now or what's happening or what the sequence of events were." So she actually took the time, thank God, because out of everybody else, she was the best one so far to look after me. Um, bar the midwives, obviously the midwives were amazing. Um, she actually explained to me the sequence of events of where I was and what was happening, and what was going to happen. Um, then my partner came. I think she brought the baby over. This is the bit I don't remember at all, which is very sad because it was my first time with the baby. Um, but my partner explained this to me the other day. So he said that the baby came, and the minute the baby was in my arms, she turned into me, and then I tried to breastfeed her, and we breastfed well, and um, uh, it's quite a boring story, but like basically the next couple of days, I moved from a public ward to a semi-private ward, and the difference being there was 5 beds in the private ward. Um, Myself and Roisin managed to breastfeed very well. We had no problems. I found it very difficult to sleep in the ward because you have every mother has their baby with them. I was told by the nurse, by the night nurse, to to that it was better if the baby was with me than being in the nursery, because the nursery isn't manned all the time, and it would be safer if she did kind of cough up sick or whatever, that I'd be there to clear her airway, because nobody else would be in the nursery. I couldn't believe this. Here I was trying to recover from my section. I was still really out of it. I had to look after this baby. I could barely get up out of bed to lift the child out of the cot beside me, and I was told by the night nurse that I had to look after her myself. And the whole reason why is because she was so overworked and run off her feet. And anyway, in the end, I suppose it helped with the bonding process and whatever. It wasn't a very pleasant experience. It was very rushed. Everyone was very rushed. Didn't really get much time with anybody. Didn't get shown really how to breastfeed. Although I tended to just manage it myself anyway. Um, Occasionally they came in, obviously took my vitals, but that was all that they managed to really care about. Didn't get shown how to change a nappy, didn't get shown how to bath the child, nothing. We didn't get shown anything really. I didn't get talking to any of the other mothers in the ward because I was so focused on just trying to sleep, trying to look after her, and working away that I could leave early and go home. Eventually, after 3 days in recovery, she got her BCG right before we left the hospital. Um, I got to go home. Going up my stairs, I have 44 stairs up to my apartment. That was a journey and a half. It was like climbing Mount Everest, and I took a rest every flight of stairs. And then towards the like at the end, in the evening time, I ended up getting panic attacks. And actually, I got a panic attack the night before I left the hospital, and a doctor examined me and said, "Oh, it was just anxiety, and that all my vitals were fine, and that I was to go home and relax." That night at home, I had another panic attack, and in the morning, the midwives come to visit you in the house. So, one of the midwives came, and I told her about my panic attacks, and then she sent me back into hospital. And this was supposed to be my first day with my baby at home, and I ended up spending it in hospital away from my baby. And I had to be in outpatients for, I think I was only in outpatients for almost an hour, 2 hours. It wasn't that bad, because the midwives managed to speed me to be seen quickly. And I had blood gas done, I had ECG done, I had all the tests done, to be told, no, it's just anxiety, go home, relax. And it was very frustrating that I was told to do that the night before, and then I was told by the midwife, when I said to the midwife, no, I was just told to go home and relax, and I was just letting you know I still have the symptoms. And she said, well, it's a red flag if you're telling me you can't breathe properly, and you're feeling heart palpitations, and that you're feeling pressure in your throat and your neck. We're best to have you checked out in hospital properly. And it was a way of covering her ass as well. So, there was nothing really that I could do to change it. So in the end, got the all clear again, so thank God, and got home. Panic attacks kind of lessened over the next couple of days. It was more about a traumatic stress kind of disorder or syndrome or whatever it's called, that my mind was processing the whole labour and the emergency section. And it was also unexpected for me, because I was told constantly throughout the entire pregnancy, no, you can do it yourself, to end in a section. And then the way the section was done, and then not really seeing Roisin, and I think all that just culminated into panic attacks. But subsequently I have gone to a mental health nurse, and she has helped me kind of understand that I was worried that I wasn't really bonding with Roisin. Excuse me. And she said, well, bonding is a slow process, and it takes time to get to know each other. I was also having issues with my breastfeeding, and I think I'll do another thing on breastfeeding. But all in all, I got home, everyone was well, my partner was completely excited and delighted. We had lots of visitors at the hospital, they were all excited and delighted, lots of photographs being taken. I just remember being completely whacked out. So it's kind of unfortunate, but definitely next time, if there is going to be a next time, because the two of us feel very strongly that maybe there won't be another baby. But we're definitely, if we do have another one, we'll have an elective cesarean in a private hospital. We will pay the €3,000 that we need to pay, and I will make sure that the child can be taken away at night time and looked after, so that I can sleep and recover. Because the worst part of the whole thing was having 6 nights of 3 nights of the labour and 3 nights of the recovery not sleeping, and obviously not really sleeping coming up to the labour as well. So that was my main thing, that I could sleep. So that's what I'll do next time. And all in all, everyone is well, and she's 7 weeks old now. But sure, that's another update I'll do for you guys. Thanks for watching again, and for putting up with my ramblings.